In level 2, we will be finding the surface area and volume of cylinders. So again, let's talk about where these formulas come from. For surface area, the surface area is like the material that the cylinder is made out of. So let's think about the shapes that make up a cylinder. If I were to take a cylinder cut out of cardboard and unwrap it, I would have a circle on the top, a circle on the bottom, and then the part around the edge, which we call the lateral surface area, this part, would unwrap into a rectangle. So those are the shapes that would make up the surface of the cylinder. So to find the formula for the area of the two circles would be pi r squared, and we have two of them, so 2 pi r squared. That accounts for the top circle and the bottom circle. And then the rectangle that goes around the side would be, well, one dimension of the rectangle would be the height. The other dimension of the rectangle, which wraps around the circle, would actually be the circumference of the circle. So this dimension would be 2 pi r, or the circumference of that circle. So if I multiply length times width, I get 2 pi r h. So that would be the other part of the formula. And that's your formula for the surface area, 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. Then for the volume of a cylinder, you find the same way you find the volume of any prism, which again is the area of the base times the height. The base is a circle, so the area of a circle is pi r squared, and then we just multiply that by the height, which is h. So the formula for the volume of a cylinder is just pi r squared h. Now you don't have to memorize these formulas, we'll give them to you. Usually the ACT gives them to you, not always, but usually they do. And for the quiz, you don't have to memorize them. Okay, now let's look at some examples. So again, let's jot down our formulas. Surface area is 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. Volume is pi r squared h. So for surface area, I just do 2 pi, and then the radius in this case is 8. So times 8 squared plus 2 pi times the radius, which is 8, times the height, which is 7. And then we want to find exact answers, leaving it in terms of pi. So to do that, I simplify everything but the pi. I multiply 2 times 8 squared, or 2 times 64, which gives me 128 pi. And then for the next term, I'm going to multiply everything but the pi, 2 times 8 times 7, which is 112 pi. And then since both of these have pi in them, I can add them together like when I combine like terms, and I get 240 pi. So the surface area in exact form is 240 pi. And this is in kilometers, so that would be, surface area is always square units, square kilometers. Now for volume, we just do pi r squared h, so pi times 8 squared times the height, which is 7. Multiplying 8 squared times 7, we get 448, and then don't forget pi. So 448 pi, and then volume is always cubic units, so kilometers with a little 3. In the next one, we are going to do just the lateral surface area of the cylinder. The lateral surface area is the part around the edge, or around like this flat part. It's kind of like if this was a toilet paper roll, and we were just finding the surface area of a toilet paper roll, which doesn't have a circle on the top and a circle on the bottom. So if we cut the toilet paper roll and found the area of that rectangle. And the part of the formula that that comes from is just the 2 pi rh, because remember, the rectangle that you get when you unwrap it, if we had the two cylinders, the circumference of the circle gives you 2 pi r, and the height of the cylinder is h. So the lateral surface area is 2 pi RH. It's just that second part of the surface area formula. So I'm going to do 2 times pi times the radius, and be careful, I'm given the diameter, but I only want the radius. If the diameter is 12, the radius is 6. So 2 pi times 6 times the height, which is 16, even though the cylinder's on its side. That's always the height. And that gives us, when we multiply 2 times 6 times 16, we get 264, and don't forget pi. And this is in inches, so square inches.